Are you getting yourself into peak state? Are you putting yourself in the emotional state that will get you results? We've got to be really careful on this journey that you're not in that zone of I'm trying and it's just another day and I hope things improve. We need to be taking action and we need to be in that form of momentum, which is why I say to my clients, keep the regular sessions, keep the regular touch points. When you have had a miscarriage, unfortunately, because you're still holding the trauma in the cells, the brain says, well, it's happened before, it's going to happen again, the subconscious mind. And then you get in that loop of, well, this is what you're expecting. It's not what you want, but you're expecting. And if you've only ever had one miscarriage, it's not so ingrained. But when you've had multiple miscarriages and you're constantly picking yourself up again, what can happen is there can be a divide in the womb because half of you is going, yes, I'm really optimistic. Yes, I can get pregnant again. The other half is scared of getting pregnant because of the pain, the suffering, the trauma, the death that is involved or has been involved. Because the subconscious mind can't predict into the future, only the conscious, but the subconscious is the powerhouse that creates our life. You can end up creating your fears because we're not clearing the trauma that's in the energy field. And you can get trauma not just from miscarriages, but from a car accident. And this is really common with a lot of my clients. When there's that trauma, the body holds on because it thinks, if I'm going to get impacted again, I'm prepared. And it's about releasing that trauma, that tension that we're storing in the body. And you do that by activating the mind. And this is something that was close to my heart. Happened to me when I had a car accident. I was sitting behind the driver. I was only 15, 16. After a fundraising event to raise money for me to go to Japan. And the guy had misjudged the traffic, crossing 4 lanes, car hit me, spun around, went into the other lane, another car hit me again. I mean, I was bleeding, my head got smashed, teeth, everything, hand, my right hand. Other people in the car, not a scratch on them. It was crazy. I mean, I was wearing a seatbelt, but my head hit the ceiling or the roof of the car twice. So long story short, I had a lot of trauma in my back and I started practicing being a yoga instructor, and the yoga instructors are very strict and saying, well, you just have to contort yourself to get into these postures. I don't care that you can't breathe in them because of all the tension, was seizing up. So I was getting into bad habits with my yoga until eventually I came across a guy in the UK who said for £600, and this was back in 2008, equivalent to what, nearly 1,000 now, I guess, in today's terms, like 2,000 Australian American kind of money. One session, I'll fix whatever. And I was like, okay, because I'm in so much pain, and doesn't matter how much yoga and qigong and meditation I'm doing, I'm not healing this. And he looked at me, spent 90 minutes assessing me, getting me into different postures, and he said, I can't help you. And I just looked at him and thought, well, I'm already spending, 200 odd pounds a week in physical adjustments with chiropractors and osteopaths and physios, and that only ever last 24 hours. And he said, yeah, that's right. Everything you do will only last 24 hours because your brain has a memory and your brain is on defense. And it doesn't matter what we do, you keep reverting back. So you need to go and find a meditation that can undo that in your brain. I said, well, I don't know where to do that. And I kept getting for a long time, for about 2 years prior, you need to do other forms of meditation. Because at that stage, I was only doing my transcendental meditation, TM. And I kept getting this message, you got to do a different style, different style, different style. I thought, yeah, but what? Because TM can feel really good and is really addictive. Difficult because you focus on nothing. They don't give you any tools. You have a single mantra and that is it. So from all of this experience, I've been teaching my clients since 2003 as a meditation instructor, this is what you need to be doing to get the results that you need for your body. And so I was taught from a Tibetan monk a cell spiraling meditation. And that's what I've included, obviously, in the Fertile Lifestyle course. So if you haven't done that yet, please do. It helps to relieve trauma in the body. Now, I sat there because I could feel the physical pain in my back. And I sat there and I meditated for 4 hours straight. I then went to bed for 18 hours straight. I woke up, my back's been fine ever since. So what happened was I changed the map that the mind has of the body. We are so incredibly powerful. We shape our physiology through our beliefs. Now, if we're constantly reminded every day that you're in pain, physical, mental, or emotional, it creates a template around the cells to be in that state, to continue in that state, which is why every 7 years we have a completely new body. Look up Deepak Chopra and his work. In his book, Perfect Health, he goes into that. So do your own research. You don't have to listen to me. Do your own research. The research is out there, not just from Dr. Deepak Chopra, but others as well. We're constantly regenerating our stomach lining, etc. So if you have a disease that lasts more than 7 years, it means you've got the mental construct that's keeping it in this way. That's how powerful we are. So let's create that shift. And you create shift by being in that peak state. What are you doing to put yourself in peak state? What is peak state? Prime, happy, joy. Put on your favorite song and dance in the kitchen. Just snap into it. Have your focus, have your intention. What are you achieving today? Today, I'm more fertile than yesterday. Today, I am one step closer to having my happy, healthy baby. And honestly, the amount of clients that say to me, I wanted to get pregnant and I can't believe it happened so quick when I just let go. But they let go in the parameters of applying all the pillars required for the fertile lifestyle shift, epigenetic shift. Okay, that's why it's all there. It's why when people say to me, but I already do yoga and meditation and I'm fit and I'm healthy and I eat 80% organic, how can your course work for me? And it's like, oh my gosh, it's that plus so many other levels and layers that suit your personality type. And we're constantly working with our lines, our fertility lines. And that was the one thing that I highlighted from my client. She was doing everything else on track, but not doing her lines. And that, honestly, is a key ingredient, which is why after module 1, where you're learning how to self-heal, we go into mind mastery module 2. That is something you're constantly working on. There's always something that you desire. So let's see. This is what I desire. Does my brain have any barriers to this? Let's clear them if it does. If not, brilliant. Focus on something else because obviously I'm congruent and I will succeed in what I desire because there's no barriers to that one. We move on to the next and the next. So it doesn't always have to be I'm holding my happy, healthy baby Christmas 2022, for example. It could be I'm going to be an energetic mother. No, sorry, I am, not I'm going to be. That's not strong. I am statement, remember. I am an energetic mum of 2 for her, for example, because she's already got 1. She's wanting her second. And that helps to plant the seed because there's an aspect, if we're thinking, oh, I'm a lot older now. Will I have enough energy? Her husband's constantly saying we're a lot older. I don't know if we'll have the energy to do this. And she's got to override that belief. She's got to override that constant conversation that he's having with her because he wants her to be happy to have the child, but is really like, come on, let's just wrap this up because we've been trying for a long time, hasn't worked. Let this be the last thing. And she's got to override the age factor and all the stuff that she's constantly hearing. And to heal herself, put herself in that prime state and create reality that she desires, not the reality that's put upon her by other people. And they only mean well, but sometimes it can create blockages, and I'm sure we can all relate to that. Claudia, hello. Many things from today resonate for me. Good. Yes, I was thinking of you actually. Thanks. Is it correct thinking that the adrenal glands play a big role in energy saving? And if so, what are the best ways to look after them? Okay, so your adrenal glands are situated just above the kidneys, so close to the skin of our lower mid back, that kind of area. And they are your body's batteries, and they have a relationship with the thyroid gland. Now, your thyroid gland regulates your metabolism, which is not just how you process your food, it's about cellular regeneration. And we want to be keeping your cellular regeneration going quickly so that you can keep up with the 20-year-olds that are, regenerating, and they're super fertile. And that's what a lot of my clients do, particularly ones in their early 40s who don't have a partner and they're trying to maintain really good levels of AMH so they can stay connected to clinics as they reach the other end of the 40s scale. And a lot of clinics are sort of narrowing that down. So as long as they've got really good AMH, clinics will let them on board. So a lot of my clients are matching their AMH levels to 20-year-olds because of the regeneration. So we're keeping the relationship between the adrenal glands and the thyroid really healthy by optimizing their particular fertile lifestyle routine that suits them. And of course, it changes every 3 months or so, a little tweak, a little tweak, a little tweak, because you change. You get deeper with your meditation skills and abilities. You are wanting new kinds of exercises for the mind, for the body. And all of these things are important because we're constantly growing and evolving. A lot of women start the course here, they finish over here. And this is the level they needed to be to transmute what needed to be cleared in the bloodline to be this better version of them so that baby can come through and be a product of that as opposed to a product of that, which is not what they wanted. So it's about you following your natural evolution of growth and expansion and abundance by choosing a lifestyle that works for you without putting yourself under pressure. And that's what happens when we force things, when we feel that we're going upstream, we put strain on our adrenal glands. What we've got to do is learn to relax and go with the flow, which is why they are also connected to the water element, on the verge of the water element of the body, and the fire. So the fire is about go, go, go. It's the perfect yin yang balance of go, 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 but not too much. So go, go, go in a state of joy, but learn to relax, learn to go with the flow and trust that when I do these things in my life, I have a strong foundation and I will succeed, instead of I'll take this shortcut and that shortcut. The biggest shortcut people take, for example, is still drinking coffee. So it's, they drink coffee because they're craving it. They want the energy, but you don't have the energy. And therefore, you're draining it from your adrenal glands. And therefore, it's difficult to get pregnant, but more difficult to hold a pregnancy when your thyroid's not working properly. So if we can stop draining the adrenal glands, stop putting extra pressure on ourselves, stop trying so hard and working so hard, it only drains the adrenals and affects your thyroid. So we've got to reverse things and put yourself in a state that is, I know that when I do this, this is enough and I feel fantastic. I can put myself in that peak state. I know that what I'm doing is working because it works for so many others. It therefore is working for me. I'm already noticing different changes. Putting yourself in that primed state of I am abundant, I am achieving. This is it. This is it. This is the year. I am definitely holding my baby, either in your womb or in your arms, whatever you want this year to be for you, whatever feels real for you, whatever feels that it can be possible for you. That is key. Stop mentally and emotionally draining the energy through fear, worry, and anxiety. When you can apply all these things, that will help. Now, when you are in a state of trauma that you still haven't processed, then you're draining energy. You're in a state of fight and flight, which puts stress on the adrenal glands. What we've got to do is put you in the parasympathetic nervous state, which is turning fertility on, which is why, more than anything, we must clear trauma. Whether it's related to fertility or not, trauma is a big fertility disruptor. Ease the trauma, then baby won't feel the trauma. Otherwise, you're trying to invite a baby into your womb where there is trauma. The baby doesn't want to stay. Baby doesn't want to even come. It's certain babies do, obviously. Maybe you did with your parents. But these rainbow warrior children, which you're birthing, which you're bringing to light up this planet, is key. It's key because this is your role to transmute all that other stuff. When you have the skills and ability to go through something traumatic, to heal it yourself, and this is what I guide you to do, then you have mastered that. Then you pass that gift, skill, and talent to your children of the next generation, and it's already in their coding. So you're helping them and their children and their children and their children. This is your role. So everything that's happened to you was helping you to create strength for the next generation as well as yourself. And may you have infinite blessings poured upon you. May you be open to receive them. And I hope that you guys are a huge success this year with your fertility. Let all pain and trauma end. And may you actually conceive when you are ready